Are you ready?
A Shot of Wrestling, episode 255. And away we go.
Break your damn shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot. Oh, so take a shot. Oh, yeah. I'm a street breaker. I'm a heartbreaker. This is my yard. I'm a Ramon Razor. Rick Flair, Nature Boy, about to seek and destroy. It's an SOW. Let me hear you make noise. Take a shot, boy. Is that the best that you got? We about to go live. Are you ready to rock? So take a shot.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 255 of A Shot of Wrestling. I'm your host at Michael J. Putty, and hopefully he found the smile within a week. Welcome back, Mark Schwann. Marcus, how you feeling, buddy?
I'm feeling pretty good.
Great.
I'm feeling pretty good. I found a partial smile, if you will.
Okay, good.
You know,
I'd like to hear.
I have something happy about. So here I am. I'm back. Welcome back to me, right?
Great, man. That's what I like to hear. Positivity. Let's have some fun. Not be some Debbie Downers.
God, that's all you were calling me via text. It was almost like you're screaming for me to stay away.
No, I use more creative adjectives. But I just want to make sure you come on here and be like, I would be a black cloud over the show like you were 2 weeks ago. Especially with such uplifting and positivity. We had fun last week. It's like, all right, buddy.
You had fun. It was you by yourself. You said we as if there was a girl, as if there were more people involved in the show. It was just you.
I had fun doing it. People had fun listening to it. Great feedback.
I have to say, you did a good job, man. It was a good show. Good job done. Well done by you. But you know, I can't help but feel a little attacked when you say, you know, oh, you weren't smiling, you're a Debbie Downer. I'm entitled to feel how I want to feel. There are plenty of times here in the show when you're not so chipper either. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you smile.
Yeah, but there's a difference between like being like bummed out and being just like dragging the show down with you.
Dragging the show down. I'm keeping it real for our listeners.
Like the show was like the unsinkable Titanic, and you're that fucking iceberg. You just brought the show down.
Stop. People listen to the show because they want to hear our actual thoughts.
Okay.
You know, I'm not going to pretend here. It's like, oh no, Monday Night Raw was great. Everything was great.
They don't want to hear you shitting and insulting me personally on the show, insulting the show, the show that you're on for the last 2.5 years.
Insult me day in and day out.
No,
always you never get to name my playwright.
I've never insulted you.
Oh, stop.
I've never insulted you once in the show. I dare you to go back and find a piece of audio that I've insulted Mr. Marcus Schwann.
Decent audio is one thing, but
exactly, you can't do it. Anyway, let's get back into the swing of things. Marcus, how was your week? How's life?
How's life? Life is going well. I had an excellent consult meeting today for one of my clients for local media. It's really awesome to see because part of my job here is to help local brands and small businesses, right? And you know, at first, like social media for them felt like a chore, and I was able to get them find a way to actually enjoy it, seeing the results from it. And they were telling me that just on the second session alone. So I already feel like I'm doing my job right. It brings me a lot of joy to see that.
It's always good to hear. It's always nice when you get positive feedback about the job you're doing.
Right. Especially with, my first client too. So it makes me feel like I'm doing something right. And I can't wait for us to, start expanding more and more with more clients. So that'll be very, very soon from the looks of it. And another thing I have to say, I have to give a shout out to my wife. Looks like she's going to be the next varsity coach for her soccer team.
Oh, nice. Congratulations.
I know. I'm very excited about that.
Yeah, coaching is not easy. I coach baseball. My friend of mine just coached basketball. It's not easy.
Baseball? Well, we need to talk more about this.
Yeah, a while ago, I coached baseball. It's not as easy as it looks, Marcus. Not as easy as it looks, especially when they're dealing with kids.
How long did you last?
The full season. We had a good season. Then I was like, I didn't really enjoy it, so I didn't go back. Getting up early on the weekends, I'm like, this is not for me. I'm not enjoying this. Hopefully your wife does. It's fun. It's rewarding when it's done right.
Well, I mean, she was the JV coach for the last few years. So she's been doing something right, and that they're promoting her to the varsity job.
Promotion. Okay, cool.
So she's really excited for it. I mean, she played soccer growing up. She was all county back in high school, and she's got a huge passion for the game. She knows what she's talking about.
Never got into soccer. Never got into it. Always hated it. So slow and boring. It's the one sport I could never get into as a kid.
Really?
Yeah, never got into it.
I like soccer. I like watching the World Cup. I'll watch like some Premier League games here and there. I'm not as into it as my wife is. She's really hardcore, of course. But I can appreciate good soccer matches. Football, as they call it.
Football, yeah. Speaking of football, how's the draft go out for you, buddy? How'd your JETS do?
Well,
guys fucking signed a big Disney star.
Oh my god. So so you know how I feel about Zach Wilson, but with that being said, I feel like the Jets made a lot of good moves as far as to help this guy out to be transitioned to the NFL. I think with what they're doing here, he could have maybe some similar success to what he had at BYU last year. But we shall see. There are some things I still have questions on about his character, about his leadership. And also, I'm not necessarily a fan of like the throws that he makes. Yeah, he's very talented. He's athletic, but I feel like he's more flashy than he has to be. Like Patrick Mahomes, he makes these throws because he has to, not necessarily because like he wants to. I feel like Zach Wilson does it because he wants to. He wants to make the highlights and all that. And I hope that they tone that down a bit.
We'll see, man. We'll see. I'm looking forward to the Dolphins landing Aaron Rodgers, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens next season.
Dolphins had a huge draft, man. They did really well.
Yeah, absolutely, man. But where the fuck did Aaron Rodgers' story come from? It came out of nowhere.
Oh, my God, right? Pardon me, I was just texting Carson. I have a feeling he's going to stay.
Yeah, probably stay.
It's that or he goes to Denver Broncos. I don't think he goes to Miami. It seems like Miami's sold on Tua.
No, he's not going to Miami. I'll just pipe dream. But then, Denver's the only team I've heard attached to this crazy story. So we'll see what happens.
Right.
Fucking nuts.
Right. It is wild. Like, you just hear all the drama about, like, in a group chat, he calls him Jerry Krause, Rodgers calls the GM Jerry Krause and all that behind his back. It's getting ugly. That's if, like, some of these stuff is true even. Like, Adam Schefter admitted, like, he doesn't have, like, one clear source. It wasn't like Aaron Rodgers can't tell him to leak it or the Packers organization tell him to leak it. He just so happened to leak it on draft day because he wanted some clickbait there. But he's saying, like, this is like a accumulation of different reports he's been hearing throughout the year. So I don't know. We'll see what happens.
We will. Hopefully this story doesn't drag out all fucking off season. Hope we get some sort of.
Right, it's going to drag out until like after like June 1st probably. Until like Julio Jones is traded or something.
Fucking football. Gotta love it.
I love the offseason.
You know what else I gotta love, Mark? My new favorite TV show.
Oh boy.
Are you watching Hidden Treasures?
No.
Very fascinating.
I don't even know what that is.
I guess you don't listen to your own show. WWE Hidden Treasures, where they send out these legends to collect memorabilia from their career.
Oh, that's right. That's right. My friend, he works for that channel. He was telling me about that.
Yes,
I have no interest.
Very interesting. Very fascinating stuff. It's amazing how these guys have the money to collect all this memorabilia. I'm like, where do you guys get this money from? To get ring-worn outfits from these legends. It's fucking nuts.
I found it weird, honestly. Maybe the only thing I'll go for is like a Ric Flair robe, but that's about it.
Yeah, some things are a little weird.
I saw online even, like on Facebook, or it was one of the social media platforms, Vanity.
Yes.
Selling like her ring gear.
That's
right. And cool, good for you and all. But like I couldn't wrap my head around it. Like, why would I want to own someone's worn ring gear? Or want to own that? And no offense to Vanity or anyone else, but like I just can't wrap my head around it. And obviously people line up to buy it.
Yeah. I get certain things, but
it's
ring
creepy.
worn, like the gear itself. Like I don't mind the robes, the spike pads of LOD, maybe the shades of Bret Hart, stuff like that. But like the actual ring worn, sweaty, gross gear. I'm
no. Like with like Steve Austin's going to auction off his sweaty ass trunks.
I'm sure they're out there somewhere. I'm sure somebody has them somewhere.
Oh, that thing stinks.
But
put that away.
One of the past episodes, the Undertaker was looking for his purple attire.
Okay.
To go through it, he said, I might have it in my storage unit. And you see this Undertaker storage unit, and all these fucking stuff this guy has is buried away in a box in the dust. It's probably worth millions of dollars, 100,000, not that much, probably $100,000, just rotting away somewhere. And like, it's amazing all the stuff this guy has, and he just tosses it away. People are dying for it, and it's just tossed away in a bin somewhere. But hopefully all this culminates into an actual Hall of Fame or maybe a museum. That'd be cool to see.
You know what? One thing I wouldn't mind owning. Like, I would never wear it. Like, I would definitely put it and make a display out of it. Kane's original mask.
That's what they were looking for.
I feel like that would be.
They haven't
They're
found.
looking for it.
That's one of the things they were looking for in that episode. They had his second mask he wore, not the mask he wore in the debut. The second mask he wore. It's amazing how they
talking about Kane.
Kane, yeah. So he had the second mask, which was very similar, but they were able to dissect it. And like, no, this stitching on the lower right hand quadrant is different than. Damn.
How does this shit go missing? Like, what happens here?
People give it away. A lot of these guys who have these memorabilia collections that they won in auctions, charity auctions. So I'm like, again, to have the money, just to piss away like that, they're like, I'd probably do it too.
No, I wouldn't. I want to get rid of my WWE chair from WrestleMania. Like, I still have that. Like, I don't need this.
Yeah, sell it on eBay. They go on for a good price. That's where I got one of them. The one that was missing, I bought on eBay. It's like for $100.
Really? For $100?
I believe so. Yeah. Get some money out of it.
Which WrestleMania?
WrestleMania 22.
22.
It was the only chair.
This is WrestleMania. What was the one I went to? 35, right?
35, yeah.
So I feel like I have to wait a few more years for it to go up in price.
Yeah, maybe. There's a wrestling store by my house that buys stuff like that too, so you can always ask next time you're in the neighborhood, swing by and say, how much are you buying chairs for? I mean,
right. Interesting. Something to think about.
The last WrestleMania in front of a sold-out stadium is going to be big, worth some money.
Oh, for sure.
All right, buddy. You ready to get into the meat of the show? Ready to get rolling?
Yeah, dude. I'm ready to rock. Let's do it.
Let's get into some news.
It's time for In the News with Michael J. Putty and Mark Schwab.
All right, Mark, time for the news. Wednesday's Blood and Guts edition of AEW drew 1.90 million viewers, up 22.6% from last week's show. Also set an all-time ratings record in Canada, with 160,000 viewers. That's cool, What's that about? Well, also, they're on a lower network in Canada. They're on TNT. You know, Blood and Guts, Mark, intense match. Remember, for a lot of things. Some good, some bad. But it was also the return of chair shots to the head.
Yeah, very surprising.
This was addressed during the Blood and Guts post-show on YouTube when a fan asked, did we see the return of chair shots to the head tonight? If so, I'm like a fan for life. Okay, calm down.
Right.
Tony Schiavone responded, I don't know if we saw a return. I don't know. We saw some pretty stiff shots. I'm sure they're going to look at it and reevaluate it because, there's some, they had some controversial chair shots in the past. Many are calling for them to tread carefully with the history of concussions and CTE syndromes. What are your thoughts on these chair shots to the head coming back?
Look, I mean, I was always a big fan of chair shots to the head. I also understand from a performer standpoint, you want to protect the performers. Concussions are a very real thing. But at the same time, though, I mean, how many times do you see it? The wrestlers, they put their hands up. I think if they're going to do chair shots to the head, it should not be unprotected head shots. Yeah, that's what I personally think. And also, don't make it a recurring thing. Don't make it a thing that happens every week. Save it for something special. Save it for someone that really knows how to do it. Because I also think that, especially the modern day wrestlers, they might not necessarily know how to properly take a chair shot to the head or give one.
Yeah, true.
I've seen in the indies where in seeing some weak chair shots because they're afraid to use the chair or sell it. So I think that has to be reserved for people that are really comfortable with it. It always baffled me when they completely banned it because, again, I mean, there's ways to do it safe. And I think that's what you have to do is, regulate it, kind of like what they do with Randy Orton's punt. How many times have we seen that? It's like here and there.
Yep.
Save it for special moments and make sure it can be done right. What about you, Putty? What do you think?
I don't miss him. I don't miss him at all. And
You don't?
no,
Oh.
I'm actually kind of surprised the resurgence of the concertos. How many concertos have we seen in the last month and a half, 2 months?
Yeah, right.
I mean, those are a little bit more control.
It's more protected though,
Yeah,
the concerto.
because you're not hitting the guy anywhere in the head.
Right. Like it looks more vicious than what it really is.
Yeah, you're not even touching the guy. It's all about, it's all about camera angles on that one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I don't miss them. But you're right. If they're going to do them, rarely. Do them rarely. Don't bring it back. Don't be like, oh, we're AEW. We'll do chair shots to the head. No, just do it once in a while, if at all.
I also like how you brought up camera angles. So, all right, let's talk about the blood and guts match here, since we're on topic.
Okay, we don't want to wait till TV. You want to do it now?
Let's do it now. Might as well. We're talking about it, right?
Okay.
Fuck it. So, I thought it was a very damn good match, by the way. Like, I would dare say, I mean, that may have been my match of the week. I'll get into that later on. But it was violent. There was great in-ring action. Felt the emotion on both sides here. I like the psychology to the finish there. You know, as far as threatening. Well, okay, whoa. Hear me out. Because I know I have a feeling I know where you're going with that. I like how MJF was threatening that I'm going to throw him off this cage, throw him off the cage, right? You know, quit or I'm going to throw him off, and they quit, right? I thought that was good psychology there with that, and then of course MJF, being the dick that he is, throws him off anyway.
Yeah, you knew that was going to happen. How stupid are you guys?
Of course, but it's great. You want to see that. You want to see that. You want to see someone get thrown off.
I'm saying like the inner circle. You know that's going to happen. How stupid are you?
You do everything you can to save your boy. You know, the problem was what people are bashing on Twitter from what I saw was the actual fall itself. It was obviously in a crash pad, blah, blah, blah. Well, of course he's going to go through a crash pad. He's 50 years old. What do you expect? But when you mentioned about camera angles.
Can I just say something real quick?
What?
I hate to sound like a broken record, Marcus, but there are some people out there who are, pardon the French, fucking stupid. Again, it goes back to my rant in December about how people were pissed. Randy Orton set a mannequin on fire. I'm sorry. Did you want Chris Jericho, a legend, to land on solid concrete? Get the fuck out of here.
Get the fuck out of here, man.
What do they have to do to make you fucking happy?
And even then, even falling from that height, even through a crash pad, it could still go wrong. It could still go horribly wrong. So much respect to Chris Jericho. But at the same time, I understand from that standpoint, I feel like they're blaming Chris Jericho for this. Stop. He had nothing to do with it. If anything, it was the camera angle. They could have done a different camera angle for that to save grace there for it. But, you know, I had no problem with it. I really enjoyed the match overall. And I have to say, unsung hero, Sammy Guevara. I feel like he stole the show.
Yeah, he did a good job. Definitely stand out of that match.
Yeah. And MJF, man, I feel like his stock went to the moon there. What do you feel about that?
Yeah, not surprising. MJF's phenomenal talent. And is, like you said, he's only young. He's only going up. And him winning this match put the rocket to his back.
Totally. To the moon. It really did. Like,
to the moon.
Make him the number one contender right now. Like, this dude has to be AEW World Champion. He has to be.
I'm sure he's coming. Once this whole Kenny Omega Impact thing is through, I'm assuming he'll be next in line.
Oh, my God, dude. He's just all around. He's that damn good. I mean, obviously, he's a natural on the mic. He's got the charisma. He's good in the ring. He understands psychology. He understands character. He's got a good look. Like, what? I would make him the face of my company in a heartbeat, even at such a young age.
So it was a good match. I wouldn't say it was great, and I found myself sitting there like, way too much blood. One thing I don't miss in WWE is all that fucking unnecessary blood, especially the obvious blading. And I'm just like so disgusted. Then I realized I'm watching a match called Blood and Guts. What did I expect? Of course, there's gonna be fucking blood.
Right. It's blood and guts. What do you expect?
What do I expect?
I don't know. For me, it helped tell a story. It added to it. It had to go down this way. It had to be physical. It had to be violent. Anything less than that would be lackluster. I'm not saying I want to see blood all the time in every single match. No, when it's necessary. Like we're talking about with chair shots to the head. When it's necessary. Everything here that was violent felt necessary.
I just also thought it was weird. MJF went to the top of the cage. And I know you had to set up the fucking spot at the end. But then, like, the camera angle's just on Chris Jericho and MJF. Those 8 other guys down there in the ring wrestling. Like, can we just, like, get a cutaway, maybe a split screen, see what's going on down there? Nothing. It was the Chris Jericho MJF show for the last 10 minutes.
I feel like this is where you see the obvious differences between WWE and AEW production value.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Production value. And WWE, it's like Law and Order. They have that shit down like clockwork. They know what they're doing. But, AEW, it takes a while to get that team right, for a production team. I know they've been around for a year, but, they still got to figure shit out. I think they'll eventually get there. I don't necessarily know if they'll ever be at the level of WWE because they're really their own beast as far as production value goes. And they have been for a very long time. But I think AEW, they'll start figuring it out along the way. I hope. But as far as the match itself goes, the wrestlers and all that, commentary too, props to them. I feel like they were on their game for that match. Like I feel like the talent, they all did a good job.
Again, I'm not really sold on the AEW commentary. Just something, I'm not connecting with them. Too many chefs in the kitchen, I think. And they kept talking about this isn't their first Blood and Guts match. The last one we called was this and this and this. I'm like, I thought this was the first Blood and Guts match. Did he do the previous Blood and Guts match I don't know about?
It's War Games, so they're not allowed to call it War Games. So, here we are. I have to ask you, actually, talking about the commentary, there's been a lot of shuffling that's been going on with commentary teams. Who has the best commentary team right now? Who do you think?
That's hard to say. I really thought D'Lo Brown and Matt Striker gelled very quickly.
Yeah, they did. I'll give you that.
There are a couple instances where Matt Striker could go on a little too much, but also I like the synergy between NXT commentary. I think they do a good job too because Wade Barrett hasn't been doing this for that long either, and I think he just took this to a
Wade Barrett. Yeah. I mean, he's always been like a natural talker. He's got such a great voice, right? Very commanding voice. No, totally. I always feel like Beth Phoenix always kind of gets lost in a shuffle.
Sometimes, yeah. There are times she stands out, but most of the time. But as for Raw, Byron Saxton and Corey Graves do a great job. I think Adnan is getting better. You can clearly tell he's getting better.
I'm punt. Please sell.
No, too early. Too early. Give him some more time. He's doing better. He's getting better, and he's getting the names right. He's getting the moves right. He's doing a much better job. This is only his third, fourth week doing it too. I mean, we sucked. We sucked. We did it once a month. It took us a couple to get her find a rhythm. Let's give him some chance. Let's give him some more time.
You feel like there's one person that hates us said that you said that you suck. Like we didn't really suck.
I didn't suck like in that derogatory term. But it just took us a while to get the synergy down, get the flow. We had an advantage doing this podcast together,
right?
But it took us a couple months to find the rhythm and the cadence and the pattern. Just give him.
I'm not saying you're saying we were the best. I feel like you give us more of a shot. I feel like we can get to that level. But
you see with Adnan, give him a chance. Leave Adnan alone.
I'm surprised you're not a Jets fan because you always go for the underdog. I'm a Mets fan. Okay, well there you go.
Yeah. And then also going to SmackDown, you had Michael Cole doing a great job, and Pat McAfee still learning. He's still young, still getting, and give him more time. I think they'll be.
I love his energy. I love Pat.
There's just something about the AW commentary with Jim Cornette, asshole, Jim Ross, and the other guy, Tony Schiavone. I just feel like there's too many chefs in that kitchen. I think they had the guy with the mask, Excalibur, holding down the fort here. He's running that show over there.
I'm getting that sense too with Excalibur. I do enjoy it when Taz is on there. When Don Callis is on there, I really enjoy it.
Don Callis is great, yeah.
He's a natural.
Or get rid of Jim Ross or Tony Schiavone, one of them. Maybe Tony Schiavone just does in-ring interviews because he does a lot of that. And get like young, fresh blood.
He does a good job.
Yeah, get some young, fresh blood on the commentary table that can vibe off Excalibur, and Jim Ross is just there for the encyclopedia of knowledge that he is, I think they'd be better. I just feel like Tony Schiavone and Jim Ross together, for me personally, I don't want to sound like an asshole here, it's just something's not clicking with me them.
Do you feel like they don't like each other? Do you get that sense?
I don't get that sense, but if I pay attention, I probably could pick that vibe up.
I feel like there's a little bit of a vibe. But going off what you were saying, I have to agree. I think about Matt Stryker and D'Lo Brown. I feel like, yeah, they gelled right away. They might be the better team out there right now. Pat McAfee and Michael Cole, they're my underdogs, man. I feel like eventually, by the end of the year, they're going to be like the top commentary team.
Oh, without a doubt. Because Pat McAfee, again, he's had the podcast experience. He knows what he's doing. He's done commentary before briefly.
Yeah. He's
been in the ring a couple times now, so he knows how the backstage politics and workings going on. I think he has the whole package to do it. And I was watching the Jerry Lawler Hidden Treasures episode, talked about it earlier. And one of the things that Stephanie McMahon and Triple H were commenting on him was how great of a commentary job he did because he was so quick with the one-liners and the jokes. He was just so quick-witted. I think Pat McAfee's the same way. He's very quick on his feet, quick with a joke.
Oh, 1,000%. Do you listen to his podcast at all?
No. I heard good things about it.
He's very quick. He's very knowledgeable, but he's also very entertaining at the same time.
Which is it's clutch.
And he brings that to wrestling. He's very quick. Very, very quick.
Yeah, I think all commentary teams are doing good. I guess sometimes they can get better, but right now I think it's Matt Stryker and D'Lo Brown, like I said. With NXT very, very close behind.
Yeah. Yeah, just let Beth speak. But let Beth speak more. Give Beth a chance. That's all I ask.
Hashtag give Beth a chance.
Right.
Get that trending. Finally, in other news, May 3rd, new Raw Talk host Kevin Patrick welcomed the baby girl, Macy Rose Egan. Then the following day, May 4th, Pat Buck and his wife, Lauren, welcomed the new baby boy, Harrison Andrew Buckridge. You know, Mark, I'm a sucker for good news. I like to end the news on a happy note. So congratulations to both happy and thankfully healthy families.
Yes, congrats to both. Well, happy Mother's Day, too, to the moms.
Yeah, just in time, right? Nice.
Right?
That is all for the news I have. Let's get some TV Takedown.
It's time for this week's TV Takedown.
All right, Mark, we talked a lot about blood and guts in the news segment. So, do you have anything else for TV Takedown this week?
I have to say, man, so Blood and Guts was going to be my TV Takedown until I saw SmackDown.
Okay.
I have to give it up, man. Cesaro Rollins, I could really watch them wrestle all day long. They just have that natural chemistry in the ring, man. Like,
yep.
I can't even describe it, man. It's just so damn good. Like, I don't want to see that rivalry end. But of course, you know, they got to move on there. And I'm glad to see Cesaro get the win. You kind of thought he would.
Yeah.
Of course. You know, I don't even mind how he won with like the Usos having their moment there with Seth Rollins and whatnot. I have to say, man, you know, I know it's doubtful Cesaro's going to beat Roman Reigns for the World Heavyweight Championship or the Universal Championship.
No chance in hell.
No chance in hell. But do you think we're ever going to see this man win the big one?
No.
Really, never. You're not going to, you don't expect like a Bobby Lashley run or maybe even a Zack Ryder type of thing. You'll win it for one day. Like nothing at all. He's going to be Mr. Perfect of our time.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
That's not an insult.
Did Mr. Perfect,
that's just a fact of life.
Did Mr. Perfect, did he even ever, he never got a title shot one-on-one, right?
I don't recall. I'm assuming he would have had one, but I don't recall one offhand.
Like even Bulldog had one.
Yeah. I'm assuming he had to have one. I just can't think of any offhand.
Yeah, I mean, seriously, I feel like this would be a good comparison. Cesaro is seriously like Mr. Perfect. Yeah, he's got the look. He can talk. Phenomenal in the ring. Everyone always talks about the best wrestler in the business right now in any promotion. Yet, there's a good chance he may never be the WWE champion.
But Mr. Perfect is also known as one of the best intercontinental champions of all time. You don't hear that much with Cesaro on his mid-card title runs.
No, you don't. That's a good point. It's a good point.
Why? I don't know. But...
None. I would love to see him get like a really good shine as Intercontinental Champion again. Like to have But you know what? Who has been really good intercontinental champion, a mid-card champion? I'll figure United States Championship in there too.
Miz.
In recent memory,
The Miz brought such prestige and respect back to that championship, and then once he lost it, it just feels like all that went away.
I don't even know who it is right now anymore. What, Apollo Crews? Who's the other?
U.S. is Sheamus.
Sheamus, that's right.
Building that great rivalry with Alberto Del Carrillo, whatever the fuck his name is.
I keep calling him Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah.
But yeah, okay, Miz. I mean, Miz has always been consistent as far as like whenever he held a mid-card championship. But who else? Who else have we remember? Like, I feel like they really don't do much with these mid-level championships anymore.
No, Sheamus has been on a roll lately. I felt like, Sheamus might do something, and he hasn't really done much.
We were saying before, give Beth a chance. Give Cesaro a chance, too, for Christ's sake.
Yeah, man. He definitely deserves it.
Even John Cena, after a main event Monday Night Raw, when the show went off the air, had a main event with Cesaro, one on the mic said, this guy is damn good. This guy is the best wrestler in the business right now. John Cena, like, really, one way to put him over in front of a packed crowd.
Yeah, a lot of boys and girls in the back feel the same way. It's just, for some reason, it's not connecting to upper management. Makes no sense.
Yeah, it really doesn't. It would be amazing if Cesaro did win. I'll tell you that.
Oh, the fans, the internet would fucking blow up. They'll lose their minds.
Totally. Like, even if he lost the next month, I'd be fine with it.
Yeah.
I'd be happy.
I mean, you give Kofi like a 6 months, 5 months reign. Like, give the fucking Cesaro.
Yeah. Right? Kofi got one. Come on now. And that's not a knock against Kofi. I do like Kofi. I thought he was actually a good champion. Yeah. Cesaro could definitely be a better champion.
Yeah, man. Totally agree.
Frustrating, man. It's frustrating. It's frustrating when you see someone that good who busts their ass all the time. Tough son of a bitch, too. Remember when he got the tooth
knocked out? But yep. No. Hardy Boys.
He still kept going?
Yeah, man.
He's a savage.
It's fucking disgusting. He's
unbelievable. Unbelievable. Freak of nature as an athlete, too.
So Superman, man. Called it for a reason.
I know. I gotta say, it was cool seeing the Usos back together at SmackDown.
Yeah, man.
I kind of where that storyline is going.
It's one of my notes too. It's like, I'm so happy to see the Usos back together. We've been wondering how Jimmy fits in this mix, and now we're getting somewhat of an answer. Like, he's not going to be like spineless like Jay has sort of turned into, but yet he's defending his family when they're attacked. So it's curious to see how the storyline progresses from here on out.
Well, I feel like Roman beat that into Jay.
Yeah.
You know, I feel like Jay was like beat into submission to join Roman Reigns. Now you have Jimmy back, his brother. I don't know what's going to happen. Is Jimmy eventually going to fall in line as well? Is he going to get his brother back? Like, this is interesting shit right now. Because now you have Roman Reigns versus Cesaro happening, but now you have dissension in the ranks here.
Yeah, where does Jay Uso's loyalty lie?
I know. And damn, man, Jimmy could cut a promo.
Yeah, man.
I was feeling that.
Love the Usos.
I
love how he said, no disrespect, but if it was me, I wouldn't have said I quit.
Right. I dug that.
That was nice.
And great facial expression there.
So happy the Usos are back together. Love seeing him get the tag team title run. Maybe him and the Roman Reigns, all three belts together. That'd be an image to see.
Or maybe
Jay or Jimmy falls in line.
Or maybe Jimmy is the one that beats Roman Reigns for the championship.
Now we're smoking pipe dreams here.
I don't know, man. I don't listen. All right, so you remember a while back you were wondering, like, they were beating each other up for a few months, Roman Reigns and his cousin, and now all of a sudden he falls in line.
Out of nowhere. What the fuck?
This is like long form storytelling. I love long form storytelling, and like the fact that they brought it back, they brought it up again with Hell in a Cell, blah blah blah, and all this shit. I'm like, wow, this is fucking awesome. This is cool.
Yeah.
It made me think, like, all right, so they kind of know what they're doing. They're playing the long game here.
Yeah, man.
And I appreciate that as a fan.
Welcome back, Jimmy Uso. Fantastic. One of my favorite tag teams.
Oh, yeah. Making waves.
Right away.
Oh, we were not going to talk about Daniel Bryan?
Oh, I thought we were talking about TV Takedown. I guess it's the Mark Schwann show. Go ahead, Marty. Keep going.
All right, no, tell me your TV ticket.
No, you're not gonna like it. You're not gonna like my takedown. So just keep going. Just
No. Tell me your takedown.
Run the table, then I'll run my table. Go ahead.
How are we not going to talk about Daniel Bryan's contract expired?
Yeah, man. You talked about it a couple weeks ago. He wanted to wrestle somewhere else, but now that might be a reality. He didn't resign.
Well, initially we all thought his contract was expiring in the fall, in September, I think it was, right?
Yeah, but they knew it wasn't. They tried their hardest to resign him. He didn't want to. Now, I'm assuming he'll go home, be with his family, raise his baby boy and his girl, and maybe he'll pop up. Maybe he has unfinished business somewhere else. I do not see him going to AEW.
No? Why?
I see him maybe going to like a Ring of Honor, New Japan, try to find maybe the passion, the spark we talked about a couple weeks ago. Maybe he needs that spark again. See what happens. I think he's a W guy for life.
I don't see that happening. I don't see him going to New Japan. I don't think he wants to be so far away from his family. I think, we watch Total Bellas. We watch Total Divas. I listen to the podcast every now and then. It really sounds like, Daniel Bryan's entered a new stage in his life where he's a father. He's a husband. And he's happy with that. He's very happy with that.
Yeah, I have to walk away.
Right. It sounds like, wrestling was always like, it was a 1A, 1B for him with like wrestling and family. But now it seems like, wrestling is no longer even 1A, 1B. It seems like it's fading off, especially after what he said about the main event of WrestleMania, how he felt. They felt disconnected from that. So, I mean, if he or ever wrestle again, I don't see him going so far away, going to New Japan, be away from his family like that. Maybe does something in Indies, maybe coaches at WWE eventually, maybe ROH, like you said.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think his in-ring career is done.
I think his in-ring career is done.
I don't think so.
I really did.
I think you'll see him back eventually. Just let him go out, recover, heal up. I know he's in a lot of he's banged up, and he'll be back soon. Not like permanently, not forever, not like a regular contract. Maybe a couple appearances here and there.
Are you saying this because you want to see him back, or are you saying this because you think so?
I think so.
You think so?
I was never the biggest Daniel Bryan fan. I love watching his matches, but I never really connected with the character. But I feel like he's not done. He loves this business. He's great at it. Like, he still got it. It's not like he's losing his.
Shawn Michaels left. He was still very damn good at what he did.
Yeah, but he's also a lot older.
No one could question his passion for it.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Daniel Bryan is kind of losing his passion for it. I'm saying, go home, be a dad, be a husband, try out the indies, maybe go to the Ring of Honor, where you started your career, and see if you get that spark again. See if you get that. If you don't, take care, comb your hair. If you do, we'll see you back in the ring, maybe next year.
I would be surprised if that were the case. I actually would be, especially if you. I don't know. Just based off what I'm seeing and hearing, I'd be very shocked if he went to ROH. I agree with you. I don't think AEW stands a chance in this conversation. I see a lot of people clamoring for it. Not happening.
No.
It's
not a money issue. Just like I said, why would you leave a big promotion to go to another one if your passion's not there? Heart's not into it.
Right. I would say there's more of a chance he goes like a local indie scene for a little bit. Maybe.
Future's bright for this guy, man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants. He deserves it.
I do think, though, he eventually goes back to WWE as a coach or some sort of backstage role. Because he seems to enjoy that role a bit. Apparently he was good at grasping creative when he was
yeah, he was creative. And he was pushing for Cesaro, the storyline.
Yeah.
And remember Brie Bella brought him to the Performance Center when he was retired and hurt during a previous episode of Total Bellas. And you can see he loved talking about it, loved training, but his heart wasn't in it because he didn't want to be around something that was taken away from him. Now he's walking away from his own terms. Maybe he can go back and share that passion with the new up-and-coming guys.
Very different circumstances. You're right. Very, very different. So we'll see. I mean, kudos to him. Regardless, Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, whatever you want to call him right now, fantastic run in WWE. I feel like he surpassed a lot of people's expectations, maybe even his own.
Yeah, definitely.
Create a lot of memorable moments. I know you weren't necessarily a fan of him, but I think deep down you can at least respect him.
Absolutely. I respect everybody who's stepped in that ring. But like I just said,
yeah.
I love watching his matches. His character I never really connected with. But his matches in the ring were awesome.
That's okay. I think, honestly, I have to give it to Daniel Bryan. Probably one of the best matches I've ever seen in my life live was at WrestleMania when I went. Him versus Kofi Kingston. where he did the job for him. I thought that was awesome.
Man, you give me shit for talking about how many WrestleManias I go to. It's like the third time in this episode you mentioned I was at WrestleMania 35. What a dick.
The one WrestleMania I go to, give me a break, and it's probably my last. But
as they all say.
No, I gotta say, man, much love to Danny Bryan. Whatever he does next, I wish him best of luck.
It's really cool when there's a match, you hear it's coming up, you see a match on paper, you don't really have any, it's going to be a good match. But then it just turns out to be amazing. Moose, James Storm, main event of Impact, top-notch main event, great storytelling. You're a big storytelling fan, Mark. These guys told a great story in that ring, the way that Moose was targeting that one leg throughout the whole match. And Moose is not a submission specialist, but he was going after that fucking leg. Storm put up a hell of a fight. Came back, hit one of his finishing moves, but the leg gave out. The leg always gives out, Mark. I really enjoyed this fucking match, man. I was really surprised. Good job for both men. Some good fucking stuff here.
Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Hey, listen, Moose has definitely stepped up his game. I think ever since that, for me at least, that 6-man tag.
Yep.
You know what I'm talking about. I forgot what the name of the pay-per-view was.
Hard to Kill.
Moose stepped in. Yeah, there you go. Boom. I feel like that was a big match for him, to really step up. And I feel like that he really did so, and he hasn't looked back.
I feel like
because he's performing a whole other level.
I feel like he stepped up and performed at another level. Like Hard to Kill was definitely his coming out, but he's been stepping it up consistently since I drafted him to my faction that we did.
Oh, stop!
I think
he was listening to you.
People listen, Mark. People listen. People in the E listen. People in Impact listen. So you never know. It could be Moose.
Hey, I have to ask.
Or someone
you,
told Moose about it.
Speaking about Moose, so his contract is coming up, and he talks about how he wants to win the Impact World Heavyweight Championship before his contract is up. Is there a chance? Do you think this is going to happen or no?
No, his contract's up in June. I don't see that happening before June. Because the next time I think Kenny Omega's probably going to defend it at all is going to be Slammiversary. Because they have the May Under Siege quote-unquote pay-per-view on the Impact Plus special. Then you have the June Impact Plus special. And then you have Slammiversary in July. I don't see Kenny Omega defending the title on a throwaway Impact Plus special. So
then again, I don't see Impact not re-signing Moose. How do you push this guy so much?
Oh, hands down. We talked about it a couple weeks ago, maybe a couple months ago, when we were talking about contracts coming up. That's the debate. I think Moose right now in Impact is the perfect fit.
Right.
I think he'll get lost in the shuffle in Impact, in AEW or WWE. Right now, he's one of the top guys on the cusp of being the main event player. And I think Impact's his home. I don't think he's going anywhere. I'm not worried about it.
Yeah, I definitely think he is heavyweight champion worthy for Impact.
And he
specifically.
He went away for a couple weeks after he lost to Rich Swann, and he came back somehow looking even more jacked than ever.
Right.
He was only gone for a couple weeks. How do you get more jacked in 3 weeks, 4 weeks? Man, I love Moose.
I think eventually you will see him as the Impact World Heavyweight Champion.
Without a doubt.
There's no way they don't resign. I feel like Impact, they would be idiots if they don't. Because you can tell they definitely invested into him.
Talking about MJF possibly being the title picture once this whole Kenny Omega Impact thing's done. Same thing with Moose. Once this Kenny Omega thing's out of the way, Moose is going to be right in the main event picture right here.
So who does it? Who brings the championship back to Impact?
I don't know, man. We had the 6 finalists for Under Siege who are going to compete, become the number 1 contender. You got Moose, Chris Sabin, Matt Cardona, Trey Miguel, Chris Bay, Sami Callihan. Very proud of myself that I remember that without writing it down. All those men in these matches, I think, against Kenny Omega will be fantastic matches. Definitely Chris Sabin against Kenny Omega, I think, is a match that could draw big money. Not name-wise, but in-ring match-wise, I think it'd be fantastic.
I would say Chris Bay. Chris Bay is another one that's a former. It's going to be a future champion there.
Absolutely. For the world title picture, I think he's still too young. Not there yet.
Maybe. Trey Miguel is another one I'm a huge fan of. Sami Callihan would tell a good story too. I just don't see Sami Callihan being the one to take it back though. For whatever reason, I don't know why. I just can't see that happening.
I don't see any of these 6 men taking it back. I see all these 6 men having a great match. I don't see him taking it back. I don't know. Again, I don't know how long this fucking thing is going to go on for, man. And I saw it on
because we don't know what the agreement is. Yeah, I don't think anyone really knows outside of Tony Khan and Scott D'Amore.
D'Amore, he's silent.
Excuse me. I as soon as I said that, I was like, who's D'Amore? D'Amore. Like, no one knows really, and of course Kenny Omega probably knows too.
Something I noticed on Dynamite, it just kind of like, but I thought I was just being biased until Bully Ray said the same thing. Was it disrespectful to have that other guy wear the Impact Championship belts, not Kenny Omega?
Wait, what do you mean?
Kenny Omega's sidekick, the Asian guy. I forgot his name. Like, he came out with the Impact belt around his waist when Kenny Omega's the champion. Shouldn't champions only be wearing belts around their waist?
I mean, that's a good point. That's a good point. When
Bully Ray said it was very disrespectful. I didn't go that extreme, but I'm like, yeah, I can see that.
When I was managing Eric Jaden, when he was the LAW World Heavyweight Champion, or even when he was a BWF World Heavyweight Champion, no, I wouldn't be the one wearing it.
Yeah, exactly.
I would hold it over my head, as in like, yeah, man, he's the champion. Like, as I'm escorting him out, or I'd put the belt around him.
It makes sense because he has 3 other belts, AAA, and now for some still reason they're carrying both TNA and Impact Championship belts. So you get one in each shoulder, one around the waist, but to have a non-wrestler wear your other company's championship belt, Bully Ray felt it was very disrespectful.
I feel like that anyone else wear that championship is disrespectful. Bully Ray's got a point.
Yeah, Kenny Omega comes out with all these cheerleaders sweeping the floor for him because he's the cleaner. Can't they carry the belts for him or have other people carry the belts for him?
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily need to wear them.
Don Callis, right? Don Callis can pull the Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
carry over the head. This is the champion right here, Kenny Omega. Kenny, my God, Omega, talking shit all the way down to the ramp.
2 years ago, there was a very intriguing storyline on Raw. Was it Raw or SmackDown? I think it was Raw. Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. They became friends, but none of us bought Alexa Bliss as her friend. We all kept waiting for her to turn on her. And, it's coming. She's turning on her. She never turned on her. They became fucking tag team champions. I'm getting the same vibe here from RK Bro.
No, stop. I don't understand this team. Why?
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think they'll get a run at the title picture, or do you think this is just when you're lying in wait, and a couple weeks from now he's gonna out of nowhere hit him with the RKO?
Of course, Randy's gonna.
Yeah, we said that about Alexa Bliss 2 years ago too, and look what happened. That's what I'm worried about.
Why is Randy all of a sudden a face?
Don't do. I don't know. He's a boring face. Don't do it. Turn on him.
Did I feel like I missed something. I feel like I had a bathroom break or took a week off and I missed something. Seriously, why is this happening?
Don't know, man. Do not know. Flabbergasted. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. It makes no sense. I know Randy Orton, for some reason, I don't know who hit him on the head. He's very high on Matt Riddle. And he wanted to work with him post-WrestleMania. But I didn't expect to be tag team like this.
Yeah, to be a tag team? Why? I don't get it. Sometimes, creative, they just do these things that really doesn't make much sense. If you're going to team them together, that's fine. I think it's no secret I'm not a Matt Riddle fan. Go ahead. Give me a reason why. Give me a reason why you want to team them together. Create some sort of story. Don't just be like, all right, we're going to team now. What? Like, Randy Orton just came from like months of a storyline with Bray Wyatt, where he was sick and sadistic bastard for what, almost over a year, and now all of a sudden he's going to be an RK Bro. Get the fuck out of here! Stop. Makes no sense.
And in what might be one of my favorite weeks in television in the history of professional wrestling, Marcus. I'm so excited. I got to calm down here. Not only did my man Jinder Mahal make a return on Main Event, we finally, after months of anticipation, Marcus, we saw the return of Evolution. Can't wait. Eva Marie's finally coming back. Man, I was so hyped. So hyped. Can't wait. One of my favorite divas of all time. Is it fucking getting hot in here? Or am I just thinking about that fucking video again? Oof. Can't wait. Welcome back, Eva Marie. And to those fucking marks who are complaining about WWE releasing X amount of talent last month, but yet they go out and re-sign Eva Marie, please just do your research before you say stupid shit. Mark just cut me off, and he said it himself. Eva Marie was quietly signed a couple months ago. She's been backstage at shows since WrestleMania, waiting for, I think even before WrestleMania, because the rumor was she was getting paired up with Angel Garza. But she's back. She wasn't. They didn't release all these people and then sign Eva Marie. She's been signed for months now.
Right.
That was my biggest pet peeve of the week. Just shut up. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, people need to stop. Like,
Welcome back. Can't wait.
Am I an Eva Marie fan? No, I'm not. But, you know, I'll give credit where credit's due. I mean, she's a natural born heel.
And
she's doing her job. People are hating on this right away. Boom, she's doing her job.
Yeah.
This is good planning by WWE's part. They know what they're doing. Yeah, we released a bunch of people that are loved from WWE fans. All right, let's launch. They remember what happened. They remember all the heat that Eva Marie got from the fans. All right, cool. Next week, let's put that vignette up for Eva Marie's return. And just, I'm sure they were laughing their asses off reading Twitter.
Yeah. And she was still trending number one. I'm not high up in the trending topics the next day.
For like 2 days.
Is Eva Marie on the level of Charlotte Flair, Becky Lynch, Bianca Belair? No. Has she gotten a lot better in the ring on her last run? Yes. Has she been consistently trained to get better? Yes. Trish Stratus sucked. Trish Stratus was not a wrestler. She was not an in-ring phenomenal talent. But she put the hard work into it, and look what happened to her. Not saying Eva Marie's next Trish Stratus. Please do not put words in my mouth. But give her a fucking chance. Give her a fucking chance. Let her show what she can do. She wants to do this. She has a passion for it. She's put the work into it. Remember Total Divas? She was training nonstop with the Brian Kendrick to get better in the ring.
Right.
So before you guys shit on this, let's see what she can do in the ring. See what the business has paid off, and give her some fucking time. So happy.
I mean, not for nothing. She's hated this much, right? And plus, what you have, like more than 2 million people following her on Twitter?
Probably.
She's got a shit.
Yeah.
William Morris Endeavor signed her to a contract, and she's not even really that talented. But she does have something to her that obviously the people are attracted to.
Yeah.
Other than her. But not for nothing. If she's hated this much, this is perfect.
Great.
She's a perfect heel. You know, have her get her like her one overs, blah blah blah. But then when she's in the ring, don't you want to see her get her ass kicked?
You would hope so, right?
Like that's the big payoff. That's wrestling, man. Come on now. People need to
That's
stop.
wrestling, man. That quote should be on a T-shirt.
Seriously, I probably should, right? That's wrestling, man. How many times can we say that?
That's all the stuff I have for TV this week. I'm looking forward to these vignettes for more for Eva Marie in the next coming weeks, and more people getting pissed off just seeing her on their television.
I gotta give a quick shout out to Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell.
Oh yeah, please.
Winning the NXT Women's Tag Team Championship.
Good match.
Kudos to Candice LeRae for finally winning a championship in NXT.
That's fucking nuts.
Right?
It's still fucking nuts how I read that. I'm like, what?
I know.
Good for her. Well
She's
deserved.
so good.
She's great. And Indy Hartwell is very impressive. Of all those 4 women in that match, Indy Hartwell is the least 4 women in that totem pole, but she held her own against these 4 women, and very impressive showing by Index.
4 of them really showed up. And, you know, they got a lot of TV time there. Did you see the report about the total amount of TV time for women matches?
Yeah, I did see that, yeah. Raw
and SmackDown got the absolute least. NXT, and I think AEW got the most.
Raw is 3 fucking hours.
Right.
It's unbelievable.
Do you feel like this was like a statement match, if you will?
No.
Because they did go, it was a pretty lengthy match. They had great action again. It was phenomenal. All women crushed it.
Yep.
Was this a statement to the rest like, hey, give us more time. Give the women more time around SmackDown?
No, because I don't think Vince McMahon and his yes men don't really pay attention to NXT. Remember, this is just Triple H's baby. And yeah, AEW's ahead, but I think AEW's only ahead by a couple of seconds. I think AEW and NXT are like tied. No. But to see what Raw's in last, I think Raw's in last place. It just made no sense.
SmackDown actually was in the last place.
It goes back to how their main event rosters aren't that solid, and just give Divas a chance.
We're back to that again, right? We're right back to that again. How did we get here? Why?
Don't know.
You're right. I mean, 3 hours of programming. You have the most talented crop of women competing since God knows when, ever.
Can we see Charlotte Flair feud with somebody else by just instead of just getting input into the title picture? Can we like see someone else feud with another Oscar or something? Like, can we get other feuds inside having a triple threat? So many fucking triple threats again. Ugh. Can we just have some like rivalries between women that don't involve titles?
I want to see that in general. Yeah, I'm sick and tired of just seeing it all about the strap. Back in the day, I'm going to date myself. Back in the day, back in the 90s in the Attitude Era, I remember when there were good rivalries all throughout the cards, right? And even with the championship matches, the championship was just like the icing on the cake. There was always some sort of like some sort of story there, if you will, with Austin and The Rock and shit like that. Like there was always something else, but yet, oh yes, this match was also for the WWE Championship. We're missing that. It's only about the championship now. I don't know why. Is it laziness?
I don't know. I think that's one of the reasons I like Impact and NXT so much, because it's not all about the straps. It's actual rivalries that don't involve championships.
Right. And I'm fine with it being about the championship every now and then. That's when you just have, when it comes down to you have really good competitors. And usually it comes down to like babyface versus babyface versus babyface without anyone turning, or maybe they will. And yeah, it's for the strap. That's fine. That happened every now and then. But for it to be about the strap every single week, that gets old. That gets really old. Give us something else, please. You're better than that.
On that note, let's get into some go-home thoughts. Marcus, what do you got for me this week?
Well, Putty, the Little Dog Laughed premiered while I was on hiatus. Did pretty well. It's still out and about for your viewing pleasure. It's a limited release only, so it's going to be available only until May 16th. If you want to check it out, you can go to my Instagram, @MarkSchwann. The link is in the bio.
Great. Congratulations. Hair's doing good. Good job.
Thank you, man. Thank you. Me and the wife, we watched it together. I got some good praise from my wife, so I'm feeling happy about that.
Does she like watching your acting?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. She always keeps it to me straight, though, too. Like, she'll tell me if, like, I've seen you do better, or you could do better in this, blah, blah, blah. So, like, she'll keep it straight with me. I always appreciate that.
Speaking of things that are out, make sure you check out Eric Jaden's wrestling column, Wrestle Talk. You have questions, he has answers this week. He's always promoting this Wrestle Talk. It's a great column. Love reading what he posts. Definitely check it out. I think it's the Rockaway Times, but it's probably, But yeah, man, Eric Jaden does a good job with that. I love that column.
Yeah, man. I never knew he was a writer, and
who would have thunk?
He's pretty. Yeah, so good for him. I dig his articles. He sends it to me once it's out.
I like his column last week better because it mentioned me, but they all can be winners.
So such a narcissist.
This past week, Marcus, not only was it May the 4th and Revenge of the 5th, it was National Teachers Week and Nurses Week. So big shout out to all those teachers and nurses out there, especially these fucking last year. Last year, man.
Oh,
don't know how the guys are doing it.
I know.
These men and women are fucking saints.
Trust me, I see my wife all the time. Like, she's a teacher, and it's been a tough one, man. It's been very tough. So much respect to all the teachers and the nurses out there. And it's also Small Business Month. So props to all the small businesses out there. I am a small business owner now myself with local media. Our goal is to help small businesses and local brands with their social media presence. So, I have nothing but love for small businesses. So shout out to all you guys.
And we are recording the show Friday, May 7th. Happy birthday, Owen Hart.
Oh, fuck
cheers.
Yes.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Cheers.
One of the GOATs.
Another one that never won a World Heavyweight Championship. Cesaro, come on now.
Yeah, right? That's all I got, Marcus. I'm happy to see you're back to your old ways. You found your smile. Good job. Had fun tonight.
Yeah, I actually had a good time. And now I'm going to go back home.
You sound surprised.
Yeah.
You sound surprised. Yeah, actually, I had fun tonight. Like, you sound fucking surprised. What a fucking dick. Really.
See, okay. You ruined it. We had a nice like hour or so together.
So for Marcus,
then
if you're an indie wrestler or know an indie wrestler who wants to be interviewed by Marcus Schwann, please hit us up at inbox@sharpwrestling.com.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, please.
Can't wait to the next interview.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm ready to open up the books again and start taking some wrestlers. So
again, the show is from the fans to the fans. So we want to hear who you want to hear. That's how we interviewed Sammy Guevara, because he was mainly on the West Coast, and someone hit us up like, you should definitely check out Sammy Guevara. So Green Man reached out, interviewed Sammy Guevara before he hit it big, and now we're just waiting for the next Sammy Guevara. So like again, if you know somebody in Texas, California, the fucking Chicago, Miami, who is a big star that we don't know about, let us know. Inbox at shutterwrestling.com, and we can definitely do some research on them and get them on the show.
I'll interview anyone, man. Well,
except me, apparently, right? Dick.
It's your fucking show.
Watch your fucking mouth.
Interview myself. That's it.
Watch your mouth. Again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. For Marcus Schwann, I have been your host at Michael J. Putty. Until next week, Putty out.
Hey, baby, I hear the bell ringing, hip tosses and body slams. Oh, my. And maybe you seem a bit confused. Yeah, baby, but I got you pinned. Ha, 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 ha. But I don't know what to do when I see them with that golden case. They're cashing it in. Authority all in my face. What is a man to do? Good night, everybody.